Hi friends, it's Victoria. Welcome back to another reading vlog. So today, it's actually Thursday night. I'm starting a little bit earlier on this reading vlog for the weekend, and that's because I have a new book that I'm ready to start right now. This reading vlog is going to be all haunted house stories. So I'm so excited about it. They are all new releases, and I just have so many on my list and checked out, ready to go. And I thought this would be perfect because I have so many books that are about haunted houses ready to read. So haunted houses are my favorite settings for books. I love hauntings. If there is a good haunting, there's nothing better. So I am always open to the atmosphere, the spookiness, the creepiness. It's my favorite. So I'm really excited about this. The first book that I am reading is the new release from Nick Cutter and Andrew Sullivan, I believe is his name, and that is The Handyman Method. Now, this is kind of a strange, different take on a haunting. It says that it's like a mix of Black Mirror and the Amityville Horror, but we have this young couple who moves into a new community that's still in development. It's not completely finished, and they are, making improvements to the house, and then there's this online DIY instructor, and they're like putting in subliminal messages to them. So I don't know, it sounds very strange and different and unique, and I'm super excited to see where this haunting goes. I do think it might be a little scary. Typically Nick Cutter is a little bit scary, so I am hoping for the best because I'm trying to get creeped out. But aside from that, this morning I was actually supposed to fly to DFW with Drew to go spend some time with his family and meet his new nephew. His brother just had a little boy. And let me move this. So, the lighting's way better. Sorry. And but late last night, we had an issue with our dog sitter, and you know what? We just couldn't find someone in time. Our flight was at 6 a.m. So the only solution really was for me to stay home with the boys. And as much as I wanted to go to Texas and see the fam and his family and meet the new baby, it's it couldn't happen, and I'm just making the best of it. So I'm gonna have a cozy, fun, wholesome weekend by myself. I am really excited about that, just because me and Drew are together all the time, so I do cherish my alone time. But yeah, this weekend it's going to be a lot of reading, cozy stuff, getting life together. I am about to clean the apartment because I am going to decorate for Halloween this weekend, so stay tuned if you're interested in that. I have so much new Halloween decor to show you and get all situated. So I'm very excited for spooky season, and today is August 31st, so tomorrow's September 1st, and that is typically around when I decorate, and I am ready for it. So right now it's like 6 p.m. It's 6:20 right now. I just took Jasper outside, and it's actually amazing outside. Like earlier today it was 95, and I think it's now like 75-ish, and there's clouds, so the sun isn't like shining directly on you. So I'm gonna go for an outdoor walk and start this audiobook for The Handyman Method while I'm on that walk. And I'm gonna do that walk, get my steps in. I'm so excited to go for an outdoor walk. It's been so hot, so I'm really excited about it. And then I am gonna come back, make some vegan tomato soup and a vegan grilled cheese, and then get to cleaning and still listen along while I clean. I think this is a short read, so maybe I'll be able to finish it tonight if I stay up late, and once I get done cleaning, I can get cozy and read, put on a little ambiance video and read and get creeped out all by myself in the dark. So that sounds awesome to me. I am really excited, so please stay tuned. I think this is gonna be a really fun reading vlog. Like spooky stuff, Halloween, getting ready for fall. Yeah, stay tuned. I think this is gonna be a fun one, and we have a lot of really good reads to chat about. Girl dinner. Actually, this is the Progresso hearty tomato soup, and it's so freaking good. It's also vegan, so get on it. It's delicious. I've been cleaning, and I've been listening to the book while cleaning. I'm a little over 50% in now. It is very much like in the synopsis, like one of the reviews said it was Black Mirror meets the Amityville Horror, and I 100% see the Amityville Horror aspect of it. It is very much like that. We have a family, and it's husband and wife and their son, and the dad had an incident at work and was put on leave at lower pay. So now they've moved in this house. It was a cheaper kind of deal, and the area that they moved to is still like very much in development. Like I think it might be like the only house built there at this point, like one of the first houses. And there are still some like things that aren't completed, like things keep messing up and going wrong, and he's just like fixing up all these issues that are going wrong with the house. And he's frustrated and kind of struggling with his identity, kind of having like a midlife crisis kind of thing because of the issue with work. And then his wife is bringing home a ton of money, like she has a good job, she's a lawyer, but he feels insecure about it, especially because they both worked at the same law firm, and she is still working there and he's like on this leave for however long. So and when they move in, he starts watching these YouTube videos of this DIY guy, and they progressively get weirder, these videos do. And initially he was like, there's not much content, and then suddenly there was like thousands of videos, and it is almost like this YouTuber is like talking to him through the computer. And but really I think it's kind of like the house is doing this, but it's like feeding him all of these really like misogynistic, toxic masculinity kind of things, and just making him feel worse about himself, I guess, and his role in the household and what he's doing. And he's really just turned to like doing manly man things and fixing up the house. Aside from that, we also have the son who watches a YouTuber or like a show on his iPad, and he's being fed some things too. And they kind of found this thing in the woods that was creepy, and the kid has been making weird stuff, and like they're like hearing voices, and there's lots of haunting aspects going on, a lot of different stuff happening, and I am liking it so far. It definitely is creepy. There's been some parts where I was like, okay, that is creepy, especially with the boy, but I always find stuff like with kids is always a little bit more creepy for me, and so I am liking that. And you know, so far that's really what we're seeing happen, is just things progressively getting worse, him getting worse, him spiraling into this hole of really just toxic commentary on manlyhood. And it's really interesting. Like, I wonder if this is kind of like a commentary on how like men can like spiral online into the whole like incel arena. It's just like his wife is getting upset with him, and it's just funny because when you think about it, it's like he had a wife, they were pretty okay together, and now they're just like annoyed at each other and having a hard time, and like things are not going great with them, and have just progressively gotten worse as he's been listening to these things and like believing them. And it's just like, yeah, you might think that like these things are like manly, but they're not, and women do not like it, so joke's on you. But yeah, I'm surprised with how it's going. There are some weird things going on. There's always something with an animal with Nick Cutter. I think that that's pretty typical. This one isn't as gruesome as the troop, so you know, that's good, because the one in the troop is like gross and gruesome. This one was just like, oh no, please no. But it wasn't the worst thing I've ever read, thank God. I might be able to finish it tonight. I don't know, let's see what time it is. Well, it's 10, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But if not, I'll definitely finish it early tomorrow. So yeah, that's my update for now, and I will check in with you later. Hi friends, it is Friday morning, and I mean it's like 10 a.m. now, but I've just been like being lazy, laying in bed on my phone with the pets, and now I'm gonna get ready. I think I'm gonna go, well, I definitely need to go to like the grocery store. I think I'm gonna go to Target and Trader Joe's and see if they got any fun fall items. I also just need like some easy like one-person meals to make while Drew's out of town for the next couple days. And yeah, but I think I might also stop by a few stores and look and see if they have any new Halloween stuff. I just went to do like Walmart, since they should have the stuff out now, and I haven't seen any other stuff yet. And then Target again. I mean, I need to go to Target anyway. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but kind of just bop around today, and then hopefully get home probably like 1-ish and have some lunch, and then get my Halloween decor out and start decorating. So I didn't read any more of The Handyman Method last night. I laid in bed, watched some of the Mayfair Witches. Have y'all watched that? It's pretty good. It's on like AMC Plus or whatever. But also I just watched Interview with a Vampire on there, and I really liked it. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous and kind of silly in parts, but I really liked it. I also just love that story. So yeah, like amazing queer representation. I mean, not in the sense of like their relationship's great, obviously, because their relationship is horrible and toxic, but I loved the queer couples in there. I'm into it. So yeah, I mean, it is September 1st, the first day of the Burr months, but it's like 95 degrees today. So bummer. Have a nice cozy day and keep reading this book, get to decorating, just try to have the best day I can. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready and I'll update y'all later. Hi friends. Okay, so I am out and about and I stopped by Black Rock Coffee and I got their new fall kettle corn cold brew, and I did message them online and ask them about like what can be made vegan, and they said this can be made vegan. You just choose like what dairy milk you want in it, or non-dairy milk rather, and then the like refresher one can be, but I would assume the only thing with that is like it comes with like a gummy eyeball. I think you would take that out. But yeah, I got one of these. This is what it looks like. So let's see. There's definitely like a toasty note. You can definitely get that. Let me use a straw. I wasn't gonna use it, but I'm struggling with this cup. Okay, let's give it a shot. Oh, it's making a mess. Okay. So this is it. Let's give it a go. Whoa. That's actually crazy. It tastes so much like kettle corn in there. It's delicious. Oh my gosh, that's good. It spilled it on me a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, I love it. That's really good. Okay, I'm gonna go to stores right now. I think I'm gonna go first to Walmart, then to like Home Goods and stuff, and then to like Target and Trader Joe's. I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna be listening to the rest of the Handyman Method while I am driving. I did listen some today while I was getting ready, and there has been a twist. The twist has happened. Was a twist as exciting as I thought it was going to be? No. You know, honestly, the twist is kind of standard, like pretty average, like almost, I don't know. I'm not going to go too far into it right now. I'll update you more later and give you my thoughts. I'll just let you know that I'm like 70% in or more, and the twist has happened. Well, one of the twists at least, and it's not been what I was hoping. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for right now, and I'll update you later. Hi friends, I'm back home. I filmed a YouTube video of my Halloween haul for the year. That will be up eventually if you're interested in that. But yeah, I kind of went all over the place. I went to Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx Home Goods. The TJ Maxx Home Goods was one I haven't been to before, and it was awesome. I went there because it was beside Trader Joe's, and it was so good, and I found one of my wish list items. Just get ready. If you are into Halloween decor hunting at all, you know what this is. And I've been looking for this for 3 years. I found it, the Headless Horseman. I'm so excited. I found it in this color too. I love it, and I can't believe I found it. I'm so happy. But anyway, I finished the Handyman Method, and well, I don't know, man. I don't know about the Handyman. I don't know. really strange because in the synopsis it says that it like gives subliminal messages. They're getting these subliminal messages from this YouTube, but it's not. Like the YouTubes are like literally showing them how to do these bad things. Like I wanted it to be like creepy, like giving them these little ideas and then him like running with it. Wasn't that. And then it was weird because it also has the kid tied in, and it's funny because the dad's arena feels very much, I mean, the whole thing feels very like The Shining, Amityville Horror. That's what it reminds me of, like almost too close to those, honestly. And then the kid is also kind of getting these messages from a kids show YouTube, and that feels kind of like poltergeisty a little bit, but I don't know, it was just not very good. I expected so much more. There were definitely some parts where I was like, oh, that's spooky, that's creepy, but I just expected to be a little bit more scary, a little bit more unique. And right off the bat, you know, the whole thing is like the idea that this house and these messages are supposed to make this dad suck and like make him like go a little insane in the membrane and then like turn bad. But like before we're even pulling up to the house, he's saying horrible things. Like there's one part where he like has this, he says to himself, like he has this thought to himself that he was like fantasizing about getting a vasectomy and not telling his wife. And I'm like, you're not even in the house yet. Like, why? Like, what? Like, who are you? It was just the weirdest, very strange. And he just sucks. I mean, everyone in the family kind of sucks, except for the kid. Like, he's just struggling. I don't know. But the twist and what is actually happening frustrated me so much because I was just like, how could it be the most basic thing I've ever heard in my life? Like, it's just so tropey. I don't know, like if you watch any kind of spooky movie, I feel like this is a regular kind of occurrence, and I expected a lot more from this. I really did. And I'm frustrated. I really am. I feel like I say this, I feel like I've had a few of these lately where there are these spooky books and I'm just like, they're not scary for one. This had a few moments where I was like, oh, spooky, but not really. It was more like just weird stuff where I was like, okay, you know, like I didn't get scared by it. I mean, and there's one scene with an animal and I'm just like, can we leave this out? Okay. I mean, it wasn't as bad as like Nick Cutter's other books, but still I'm just like, what is the point? And I just had a hard time. I don't know. The husband sucks. Before all the subliminal messages and before the haunting in the house, the haunting is so in your face to the point where it's just like almost silly. Like I got like, actually I got Grady Hendrix, How to Sell a Haunted House vibes. But the thing is, I love How to Sell a Haunted House because it's campy. It knows that it's silly and it knows that it's ridiculous. Like it's fully self-aware of what it's trying to do. And this is not. Like it's trying to be horror and scary, but serious. Like it wants to be serious, but it just didn't feel that way. And I am just frustrated by it. I'm gonna give it, oh man, I don't know. I don't want to go as far. I don't want to go as low as 2, but I think I might. I think I'm going to give it 2 stars. It was just so subpar, so average. Wasn't really scary. Like I expect like scary from Nick Cutter. I do. And this wasn't it. The dude sucked, like weird misogynistic stuff, even before the like toxic masculinity kind of like things are getting fed into his brain from the YouTube dude. But like really, literally from the start, he's just not a good dad or parent. And you know, it's like, it's just a story that I've heard before and I expected so much more. And the ending, I did like the very, very end. I thought the twist did not like, but I was like trying to like make the most of what was going on. And like after everything, I was like, okay, well, the very, very end was kind of okay. I liked the last like few pages, but yeah, it could have been so much better. And I just expected so much more, especially with the haunting and what was happening just made me so mad. I was like, of course, this is what it is. Really, I could have wrote this. I was just so frustrated. I don't want to say that. I probably couldn't have written it, but I was just like, this is so standard. Anyway, I am making dinner. I got me like a bagged pre-made salad from Trader Joe's, and I'm making some like vegan fish cake thingies, and Gonna have that for din, something easy. I'm gonna watch some more Wayward Witches while I have dinner, and then I'll probably start a new book, and I will update you then. Another spooky haunted house book that I hope is better than the Handyman Method. Okay, yep, okay, talk to you later. Hi friends, happy Saturday. So it is around noonish now. I haven't done a whole lot. I have gotten up, gotten ready, but I did start Looking Glass Down by Catriona Ward. You might have heard of or read The Last House on Needless Street by her, and I absolutely love that book. I thought it was so good, a really good twist, and super unique. So I was excited to see this new release, and I am giving it a go. It is about a haunting. We have a boy who's younger. He's very smart, and he talks about how he's bullied. He goes to a private school and he's there on scholarship and he's kind of bullied there. But it's summertime. His family inherited this cottage in, I want to say Maine. It's on like the coast. It's called Whispering Bay or Whisper Bay. And they inherited this cottage from his uncle who had passed away there. So it's called Whispering Bay, which I thought was really fun because throughout the years the rocks have gotten holes in them or something, and like when the tide comes in it makes like a whispering sound and like almost sounds like sirens or mermaids or something, and I was like, that's cool and unique, and I really enjoyed that little tidbit of info but and like setting up an atmosphere there. But yeah, they're in this cottage that they've inherited, and he meets these two kids, a girl who is British and their family's there on vacation, and then another boy who lives there permanently, and his family's very poor. And they become friends pretty quickly, which he's like surprised by because he normally has like no friends. And the girl seems pretty strange right off the bat. I mean, they're like teenagers, they're doing like teenage things. They're drinking behind their parents' back and like doing like silly stuff like that. But the girl seems to be drinking a lot, and she seems to be kind of like lying a little bit, like not being totally honest about stuff, which I know kids do that as well. But yeah, there's that aspect of it. But then there's also an aspect about there's people going missing. There's supposedly someone that has been breaking into houses, not stealing anything, but taking like weird pictures and stuff. So a weird aspect there of some creep on the loose. And then we also have the kids who have kind of been just going along with like urban legends and like messing around, not in like a witchy sense, but like kind of, they're like, oh, this is the legend if you do this, blah blah blah, and they're just like hanging out, messing around, doing that for fun. And that's how far I am now. I'm not super far in, I'm just like 10% in, but I will like kind of tell you where this is going to go because it is a haunted house story, because I know the reading vlog this week is all about haunted house stories, but it does seem that we go into the future soon, and it's the boy all grown up. He's a writer. He goes back to this cottage for the first time in a long time to write a book, and then spooky things start happening. So I'm excited to see where it takes a turn with the kids when they're younger, and then when we switch over. I am really liking it so far. I love the writing. I really like Catriona Ward's writing. I think it's very atmospheric and descriptive, but like not overly so to where it gets like boring. It's just, I don't know how she does it. I really like her writing. I wait to see where this goes. I hope it's spooky, and I hope the haunting is a good one. But I have just gotten all of my Halloween decor out of the garage, which isn't much. I have like one tub, and then I have all my stuff that I bought this year, which is too much. And I went a little crazy this year, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I haven't done too much. Now I'm gonna have just like a Trader Joe's like a microwave little curry situation for lunch real quick, and then fold my laundry, then get to Halloween decorating. And while I'm like cleaning and decorating, I'm going to be listening to this book. So yeah, I will update you when I know more.
Incredible opportunity this job was.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't think I realised it was about the opportunity to get on that crusty dick?
Oh,
Do
yeah?
you mean Dr. Mankell?
Dr. Man.
Hi friends. Okay, so it's Saturday evening now. It's about 7:30 p.m. I just had some dinner. I spent a lot of the day decorating. It's honestly taken me way longer than I had anticipated, and I don't even understand why, but that's okay. I am very far into Camp Damascus. I think I only have a couple hours left, and I am conflicted about it so far. Well, first off, I thought it was a haunted house story, and it's definitely not. It's not at all, so that really throws off my haunted house spooky reading vlog. But there is a bit of a haunting, it seems, but there's so many things going on in this. last that I talked to you was about, like, you know, the kids, they're acting silly, then there's like someone in town who's doing bad stuff and people are going missing kind of thing. So, and they just assume like someone drowned or something like that. But we have these kids, they're messing around, having fun, whatever, but they make a pact that they're gonna go see each other on the Cape every year, every summer. And obviously that's like something you can't really guarantee, but so then we shoot to the next summer, they're all at the Cape and the three friends again, and they're, you know, hanging out, living life. There's some more, you know, questionable things going on about the creepy dude or, you know, the disappearances and stuff like that. And, you know, some things come to light. And then we shoot to the next year, or maybe 2 years later, where our main character goes to college. He makes a really good friend there. His name is Sky. And they have a really good friendship, it seems. So we have that aspect of it, but then things kind of start spiraling. And I don't want to give anything away. Like, this one's really hard to talk about because I feel like so many things have happened that I don't know how to even explain. I don't even know how to go into it without giving something away. So I'm gonna say that it's totally different than what I anticipated, where we end up hearing from other POVs along the way. We also have some strange back and forth between a story, a book that was written, and then another book that is being written now, and it's a lot's happening, a lot's going on, and I'm confused and conflicted. It hasn't totally lost me or anything like that, but there's definitely parts where I'm like, okay, well, what's really happening here? Because it's like nothing's making sense kind of thing. But I think that's the purpose of it. That's kind of like how the last house on Needless Street was, because it was just like, what is happening? I'm so confused, like, what is happening? But that was the point. And then the twist was awesome. And I'm at the point I should be getting close to something, so we'll see. It seems like there is a bit of a haunting, but it's not like a haunted house. It's just about our main character dealing with a haunting or ghosts in a way. I would not say it's scary at all. Definitely feels almost more like a mystery suspense drama kind of thing, which is fine. I was just hoping for a spooky haunted house book, and it is not that at all. I like don't even understand, like, the synopsis makes no sense. Like, truly, the synopsis, I'm like, what is this? Especially after the first summer and stuff, I was like, when does the other part from the synopsis come in? Because I am so confused. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it so far. I mean, the next bit is gonna have to be pretty good for me to give it a good score. I'm probably around 3-ish stars right now, which is fine. I mean, that's not bad, but I'm just confused about what's going on, and a lot is going on. Multiple POVs, different timelines, made up stories, like a lot is happening. So, and then there's like a fantasy aspect being added in. I don't know. There's a lot going on. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. I am definitely gonna finish it tonight. I still have some decorating to do. I gotta put some stuff away. I've made sort of a mess. I have quite a few decorations up, but I'm not done yet. But yeah, I'm gonna listen to the audiobook, and I will definitely be finishing it within the next couple of hours. And I'll, do that while I pick up and get all the decorating stuff put away. Well, I am done with Looking Glass Sound, and it was not at all what I had anticipated. I will 100% give it props for being different and creative. I applaud that because I know that can be hard with this kind of book. So I think that that's great. And I really like the first half of this book. We are following the kids and this like atmospheric town. I don't know if they're on the East Coast or the West Coast. They might be in the Pacific Northwest, or they might be in Maine. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I feel like there was some good atmosphere there starting out too, which I enjoyed, and I liked following these kids, and also the creepy stuff going on in this town, and the creep that everyone was calling like the Dagger Man or whatever. I liked that. And then, once people start going missing or people and bodies turn up, I was like, okay, this is interesting. But it was weird how that happens. Then we jump to the next summer. Then it comes out, we kind of find out who is doing these things. And then it jumps to like a couple summers later, or the next summer, and he's at college and he meets this guy named Sky, and then they have like a relationship and interesting dynamic. And I did like their relationship, even though I knew what was going on from very early on. I think it's pretty obvious. So like when that twist for that happens, I mean, that might have been like 50% of the way in. I'm not really sure. But when the twist for that happens, I was like, I don't feel like this is really a surprise. I mean, I feel like that was obvious. But everything after that was totally surprising, very creative and unique. But it definitely starts to spiral. And it spirals and spirals and spirals out of control. There ends up being a bajillion layers here. Like, I wish I could tell you what ends up happening, but I can't, because I can't give anything away. I also think it's probably best to go into this blind, honestly, because I thought it was going to be something totally different. I had no idea what I was getting myself into here, but it's not scary at all. I would 100% not say it's scary, unfortunately. So I wouldn't even have this as horror, honestly. Like, it takes a turn into the fantasy realm, and it goes far into it. I almost feel like this should be labeled like a thriller fantasy in a way, because it takes a turn, it starts bringing in some other elements, and I'm like, this is way more fantasy than I had bargained for or signed up for. I wanted something scary. So, you know, that was kind of disappointing, but I didn't hate it. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I thought it was good. It was just a little bit too much. Like, I feel like after the 50% point, when it started spiraling really hard, I feel like we could have dialed some of that back. I don't think it was all necessary, and there were definitely points where I was like thinking it was wrapping up and it was about to be done, and then like some weird twist would happen, and I'm like, okay, here we go again. Got another one. And I'm already confused. But it all, like, for me, it did wrap up, but I think the hardest thing was just like paying attention to like timelines, who's who, like, because there's so many layers, different names, like people have different names, it's name switch, it's confusing. So just keep that in mind. It definitely is a weird one. I don't think it was as satisfying to read and to finish as her previous book, The Last House on Needless Street. Like, I mean, it definitely wasn't anywhere near as good as that. I absolutely love that book. But yeah, it was just good. It was fine. 3 stars, a 3-star, you know, it could be way worse. So I'm not mad about it. But man, I really wanted this to be like a haunted house book, and it's not. The synopsis made it sound kind of like it was, but the synopsis doesn't tell you at all what you're getting into. So, I mean, for good or for bad, I don't know, but definitely was totally different than what I anticipated. But yeah, I am gonna just hang out. It's 10 p.m. now. The next book I'm reading is 100% a haunted house book. I think it's called What Lies with the Dead or something like that. I can't remember, but that's the next one I'm reading. I am hoping to knock it out tomorrow. It's shorter. It's like 9 hours. So, yes, we're gonna get back on the haunted house horse. And if the book isn't actually about a haunted house, I'm gonna be really sad and upset, because I'm like, well, what happened to this reading vlog? Okay, anyway, it is what it is, and I'm all right with it. I have come to terms with it all.
We're gonna put it on this. Lyrics. That's it. Gabrielle.
Hi friends, so it's Sunday morning now. I have started All the Dead Lie Down, and I'm really liking it so far. I'm about 25% in, and I've just been reading this morning and being lazy and cozy. But so far, our main character, Marin, she has moved into this large estate to be a nanny. Now, the estate is owned by the Lovelace family, and Alice Lovelace, the mother of the 2 kids that she's nannying, she is a horror writer, and she's very famous for writing horror novels, and she is in the process of writing her next book. She is like on deadline, but Marin's mom knew Alice when she was a kid. They were best friends growing up. So Once Marin's mom recently passed away, Alice Lovelace reached out to Marin and was like, you can come be a nanny and stay here for free room and board. The family's super wealthy, and it doesn't seem like she's paying her anything extra, which is a little shitty, so that's bothering me. But aside from that, she gets there. The atmosphere is really good so far. We got this huge estate. There's ivy up the walls. They have a huge forest with their own cemetery. There's a conservatory with all these beautiful flowers, like really rare and exotic plants. And I'm loving that about it. It's giving really good spooky fall vibes, and that makes me so happy. But we have these two girls, Ren and Thea, and Thea's a little bit sweeter, nice, and then Ren's kind of like a hellion. She is all over the place. They're playing pranks on our girl, and is just being a lot. And the kids are kind of like dark and weird. Thea, was like, my doll died, let's bury him in the backyard, and they like go and like have a little mini funeral and bury her doll, which it was kind of funny, but a little dark and weird. I mean, I'd be fine with it, I'd be down with it, but yeah, I get what they're trying to do here. And this whole time their mom isn't around too much. She eats dinner with them and then will like put the kids to bed, but otherwise she's just like locked in her office like trying to write, but she has like some writer's block. And then we have one other woman on premises. Her name was, what's her name? I can't remember, but she just like manages the estate pretty much. And then there's like a guest house where it's like a groundskeeper, Mr. Wiley, I can't remember. Something like that. Starts with a W, I'm pretty sure. But he is just the groundskeeper, and we haven't really met much of him or heard much about him. Stuff has started happening right off the bat. It's not even so much weird, but just the kids acting wild, mainly Ren, just playing these pranks, being kind of awful. And there's a few other like strange things, like they find a moose that's injured in the woods, and then there's like a dead bird and like things like that. So some little spooky things happening. Alice's oldest daughter, Evie, has kind of flunked out of school, out of college, and has come home. She's big into flowers in the conservatory, and she usually like takes care of all the plants. So she's come home, and with that, the mom, Alice, is like, well, you're kind of redundant now, but Evie needs tutoring. She is failing geometry. She needs to like get back in school kind of thing and do better. So actually, I don't think she was in college. I think she was in like boarding school. Yeah, I think she was in boarding school because her mom is like wanting her to go to like an elite private college, and she's asking Marin to split nannying with Evie, and then at night tutor Evie to help her in her geometry and math and like things like that, so she can hopefully get into a private school, also without pay. Anyway, but Marin is like dead broke. Their family has always struggled, and she was basically spent all their money on like the cheapest funeral and burial for her mother, and she has nothing left. So really this is her only option at this point. So she is here. The atmosphere is great. It is reading a little bit like YA, which it might actually be, I'm not sure, but it's not bothering me at all so far. And the story, I wouldn't say is super unique, but I am liking it. It's giving very spooky fall vibes. I'm loving the estate, and there's definitely just something weird about this family, and I can't wait to find out what's going on. So yeah, I can't complain so far. I am really liking it. I'm liking the feels. This is giving me the spooky house, haunted house vibes that I was wanting for this whole vlog. I'm finally getting it, so thank goodness. And yeah, I will update you later when I know a little bit more.
Are all coming with me. Now send him to bed.
You heard, Father. Off to bed with you.
Hi friends. Okay, so it is Monday morning. It's Labor Day today, and I have finished All the Dead Lay Down. I finished it last night, and I actually really liked it. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I mean, it is a YA like horror suspense, but for being YA, it definitely had some creepy moments and some spooky parts that I was surprised by. My favorite thing about this was the atmosphere. The atmosphere was so good. I loved the mansion and estate. I love that they were on the coast of Maine, and there was the water, but then there was also forest behind them, and then they have their own like on-site cemetery and library and things like that, and conservatory. And I was confused about the girls' ages, but the two older girls, Evie and then our main character, Marin, they are actually in high school still. So they are like 17. I thought that Marin was older, or at least like 18 and out of high school, but no, they're still both in school. It's just summer break. And Evie was at like a summer boarding thing, and then she came home from that when she was not doing very good there. So that's what's going on. I was very confused about their ages for a while because there is a bit of a sapphic romance in here, and I was like, wait, how old are these kids? So because I thought that Marin was older and then Evie was still in high school, and I was like greatly confused, but no, they are both in high school. And thank God it clarified that like at the end of the book, because I was like, the whole time I was like, wait, what? All of the blurbs and the synopsis about this one was saying that it was like kind of like Bly Manor, and it for sure is definitely like that. I see the similarities there. So if you like that, definitely give this one a try. Though I do feel like this one's pretty fast paced, and I liked all the characters in this. I really enjoyed every single one of them, especially the little girls. Even though they were like always acting out, they were pretty funny at times and super cute, so I was fine with them. And then you kind of learn why they're doing these things and acting this way, so it really clears it up more. But there's some things that go on, especially like a few twists that I was surprised by, and I really didn't see a lot of the things coming, so I was like, okay, well, that's successful in my book, because usually I can kind of like figure out what's going on. But around the 50 to 60% point, we do get a twist and we kind of find out what's happening here, and I really enjoyed that. And then and I really enjoyed what that was. And then, you know, as it goes on, there's more things that come out that I was surprised by, and I was like, wow, I should have probably seen at least one of those. But there's a few things where I was like, wow, okay, did not see that happening. So I really like that. You also learn more about the family, and you know, Alice's mom and the grandmother and things like that. So which I was happy about. And at the end, and what ends up happening was actually pretty creepy and was a solid, you know, spooky time and climax. Like, it was definitely a bit kind of action-packed, so I appreciated that. But overall, for a YA horror thriller, definitely good. I really liked it. I had such a fun time reading this. So yeah, I give it 4 stars. I have nothing really bad to say about it, other than the typical like cliche, some cheesy parts, but that's expected with YA horror. Like, I just think that that's kind of what happens. I don't think I've ever read a YA horror where I didn't think some parts were cheesy or cliche. It just comes with the territory. So yeah, I liked it a lot. And I think for the atmosphere, if you're looking for something that's spooky, a haunted house that's maybe not super scary, but just like a little sprinkling of scary and has some good atmosphere, give it a go. Hey friends, I totally realized I forgot to film an outro. Like, in my brain, I was thinking I might read like a short book yesterday on Monday, and I just did not. We went and got some lunch. We went to the mall first. We went and got some lunch, and then we went grocery shopping. And then I edited a video, which is up now, about some books perfect for fall that are like YA middle grade, just really cozy. So that's up on my channel. And then, yeah, that's all I did last night. So yeah, I didn't end up reading another like short book or novella or anything last night, like I kind of thought I might. So that's why I didn't film an outro, and now I'm like, I need to film one. So yeah, I mean, overall, the haunted house vlog, not a total flop, but kind of a flop. The first, I mean, Hating Man Method, hated. The Hating Man Method, the more I think about it, the more mad it makes me. I don't know why. It's just like, it's eating at me, that book. And like some of the things that were said in it, I was like, I see what they were trying to do. It was just not good. Unsuccessful. Just a hard pass. I do not recommend it. And then we had Looking Glass Sound, which I liked. Like, it was fine. Like, 3 stars, fine, but not a haunted house book. Definitely not a haunted house book. And then luckily, All the Dead Lie Down was good, a solid one, a 4-star that I really enjoyed and was a haunting. It could have been way worse. We had one big flop and I'm happy with it. And I've decorated for Halloween, so that's good. And yeah, I can't complain. But that's the end of this vlog. I'm just rambling now. Here I am, the huge, just ramble. I love talking to the camera and talking to you guys, but yeah, that's it. And I hope you had fun on this reading vlog, and I will see you next week with one.